welcome back to Good Day State Line. It's Tuesday, Trends Day. Tonight we are diving into Fall Cooking Week with our social media expert, Hope. Thanks for coming back.
Of course.
Happy fall. Happy November.
Yes.
I like November. I'm gonna all this month, you're gonna hear me tell you it's not Christmas yet. It is still fall.
It's a good month and it's such a fun time of year.
And it's a lot about food, which is one of my favorite topics. Obviously, we are just like 3.5 weeks away from Thanksgiving. A lot of people, have that extra time now after Halloween's over to dive into cooking, maybe experimenting a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And we've known this, but Hope is of course our social media expert, that a lot of this is happening on social media these days.
Of course, yeah.
We've merged from, I have so many cookbooks, so when you sent over some info, I'm like, my cookbooks are just for looking at on my counter. I haven't opened one in years.
I still open them from time to time, and I love a good old-fashioned cookbook. I never want to put them away forever, but you do see so many good recipes on social media, and I think seeing the video and seeing the really good photos on your phone, it just makes you that much more excited to cook something different or try something different.
I also think it helps me, because I'm really bad at reading everything before I start.
Right.
And when I look at the videos, I'm like, oh, I could do that. And then I'm like, oh, I have not enough time for that. The people really, they show you that you're not ready for this today, Michelle.
And sometimes there's, ingredients that you've never heard of before, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll try to find another one.
So in your mind, you think TikTok has replaced cookbooks?
No,
in a sense.
Not entirely.
I think
it might get people more excited to cook, but I think maybe for some people, yes, entirely. But like I said, I still love a good old-fashioned cookbook. There's something about flipping the pages and being able to see it without having to use your phone while you're cooking. But TikTok is awesome for recipes and stuff like that. I feel like the search function, which you can see on the screen right now, is really, really great because you can search just about anything that sounds good to you and you'll see it on your screen. You'll see tons of different options, and they really have a great feature too where you can save it and come back to it later. Instagram has that, of course, as well. So if you see something that you like that sounds good or looks good, you can just save it from there and save it for when you go grocery shopping or whenever you're ready to cook. So.
Which is super important. I remember, my biggest cooking baking times was probably when I was 18 to 22. So a while ago. None of these social media apps were invented. I was the queen of emailing myself recipes.
There you go.
Or I'd email them to my mom. Could you print this? Could you print this? And then of course I had a drawer filled with recipes that were all gross and dirty. So this kind of eliminates all of that.
Yes, it does. It does.
And you can't forget your recipe at home when you're at the store.
Exactly.
Unless you forgot your phone. In that case, you probably have other problems.
Exactly, yeah. So it's fun.
And Pinterest is still pretty popular for recipes, right?
Yeah, I feel like there's probably a lot of people out there that maybe don't use Pinterest as much anymore. I still do, but especially when I'm looking for something specific. So I feel like the platforms that a lot of us use every day we're kind of mindlessly consuming, but when you go to Pinterest, usually you're there for a very specific reason. You know what you're looking for, you're gonna go save that recipe or whatever it may be. So I still use Pinterest.
That makes sense, you're right. Very few people, and maybe I'm wrong, let us know, are just scrolling Pinterest with no, before they go to bed or when they wake up.
Right,
not
as
much,
at least not as much as people maybe used to.
Yeah.
But it's still such an awesome platform too, especially when you're going for something specific to save it or share it with a friend.
When
or
it
whatever
comes to Pinterest, Instagram, or TikTok, do you think one is better than the other, or do you think that there's an easier search and save?
It's a good question. I think it just depends what you're looking for and what your purpose is. If you are going for something really specific, like fall recipes or soup recipes or something like that, I would say maybe go to Pinterest first. But what you'll see a lot of times now too is that TikToks are now being shared over to Pinterest, and Instagram Reels are now on Pinterest too. So all these platforms are trying to be like one another, and they're copying each other. So who knows what'll happen in the future, but you really do see that short form video content that's so popular on TikTok and Instagram over on Pinterest now as well. So
and pretty much remember, when you start looking for these recipes, they're just gonna start finding you.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll follow you everywhere.
So search for a couple, and you'll be set for the rest of fall, which technically is only like 3 more weeks. But we're celebrating. We are celebrating. You can follow Hope all over the place. You can reach out, ask her, social media questions. I know she's very active on Instagram, on Facebook, shecommunications.com. You can scan that flow code with your phone too. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
If you have seen any trends or want us to talk about something specific on Tuesday Trends, let us know on Facebook or send us an email at gds@fox39.com. We'll be right back.